If an egg is cracked from the outside, other than hatching from the inside, it destroys the fetus, the entity that's in it, right? The same way, like yesterday I posted something saying if a butterfly gets pulled out of the cocoon, it will kill it, other than it emerging from the cocoon within. It's almost like when you see a flower starting to bud, if you go to help it, it could cause that flower to not get the proper nutrition that it needs from the rest of it itself to really bloom. Just like a baby. A lot of times, being honest, we don't supposed to cut the umbilical cord, not the umbilical cord, but y'all know the thing that's hooked on us when we come out and then they detach it from us. I forget the name of that. Man, I forget the name of it. But it's like a little bag that's hooked to us that really supposed to fall off by itself, not be cut off. Just like when we are premature, it slows up our process of growth when it comes down to our mind, our brain, our hearts, our main organs. And that's in the same way. I say all that to say this. I am a helper. I am a true lover. And sometimes my love can be so big and my light can shine so bright that it can push people away from me, because a lot of people say they want love until they get love and they don't know how to receive love, right? Because see, love is like white and black. You can't see the white without having the black. You can't see the black without having the white. You know, we got to know that we live in what you call contrast, or the law of polarity, right? Where there's left, right, up, down, hot, cold, things of that nature. And that's why we should override and rise above things like racism, things like being judgmental. Not saying don't have a discerning heart, but being judgmental can hold us back from seeing things from a higher perspective. I was just talking to a couple of guys yesterday, and everything that I would say, they would come back at it in a pessimistic way, where they would see it from the darker aspect or the lower vibration, other than rising above that and seeing things from a light perspective, a higher perspective, you know. And they started saying, well, why one got to be light and one got to be dark, and one got to be high and one got to be low? And I've been telling them, because we walk between two lines, and it's up to us whether we take the high road or not. You know, because I've been telling them, you know, do you believe that our surroundings shape us? And he been like, no, I don't believe that. And I've been like, I'd like to know why. And he been like, because I've been around drug dealers, I've been around, you know, people that never made nothing of themselves and all that, and now look at me. I say, okay. So as we were in the age of Pisces, where opposite attract, you were put in an opposite situation of what your soul was put here to be, right? So you may have been put in a lower vibration, a dark state, what we call it, the trenches, and it was only put there for you to use it or to see what not to do, so you go the other way, right? So in other words, didn't you allow your environment to shape you by not becoming it? Because shaping don't mean you got to become it. Shaping can also mean it can push you to do something different, right? So he looked and he started saying, no, I still don't. So right then and there, I knew it was time for me to stop talking, right? Because if you can't see the growth in everything, if you can't see that in every situation there is light, I don't care how dark it is. In every situation there will be light, and in every situation there will also be dark. There go my little friend, little squirrel. And we have to know that it's called polarity, right? But see, to be honest with you guys, man, right now, as I talk to people and I'm putting people life to share a message almost every day lately, I'm starting to realize that everybody I come in contact with, they just want love. They just want to be able to be open and honest and authentic without being or feeling like they got to hold back who they truly are. And it'd be so wild to me because that's all I ever wanted. But it's like every time I ever showed me, it was looked upon as, say I've opened up and became vulnerable and cried to someone that I feel should have had embraced me, hugged me, hold me. Instead, they did the opposite. You know, I had people I done opened up to their call and people on FaceTime and showed them me being vulnerable. And then I'm looking like, wow, why are you doing this? And it exposes who they were, you know, and where they were at in their life and in their heart space. And what I've learned to do is, instead of bottling it up, meaning holding back who I truly am, I'm learning to be discerning on who I put myself around, because I'm learning now that at a certain point in time, meaning in the Piscean age, you know, the light and the dark would be kind of together, but not together. It's like the light would be dripped around in different parts of the darkness. But in this age of Aquarius, the light is coming together and departing from the dark. I hope that makes sense, family. So now it's almost like, based on my life, I'm starting to run into people that are kind of caught up in that crossroad, or they're at that crossroad where they just need somebody to help them make that decision, whether they want to stay in the old world or keep hiding who they truly are, or step into the new so that they can get amongst others that are like-minded, like-hearted, and then keep growing, right? It's almost like we at a checkpoint right now, and you can either choose to go backwards or continue to grow and go forward. But just know that everybody can't go, and for the ones that can go, they will be willing to be open and be vulnerable and be whole, by knowing that we all have been broken down to a point where it's like, at this point, we gotta make a shift, or we just can't make it, you know? And long story short, I just feel like everybody, or most of us, that are really choosing to do the right thing, and when I say the right thing, meaning to move forward, to grow, you know, into wanting more joy, more peace, more wholeness, more abundance, more love. You know, the average person, I don't care how old you are, if you sit down with them and then they go to open up for real, being an empath, I almost be about to cry every time, because I can feel their energy. And most of the time, male or female, they get around me and speak, they kind of get to that point where they be about to tear up. I've been with an older guy the other day talking to him, and he was about to tear up because he was like, man, it's like so hard to hold on to all of what I've been holding on to for all these years. You know, and the running to somebody like you is a miracle, because I've never ran into somebody that really understands, you know? And I'm like, yeah, but we here, and the goal is for us all to be able to come out of our shells now and step back into our body. You know, we've been pulled out our body so much when it comes down to the music, everything being pushed at us for us to be in our lustful state, our lower nature, our state of greed, our state of selfishness, right? And it grew a wedge. It buried us, basically. We basically buried ourselves by indulging in things that wasn't really for our growth, right? It was against it, right? But we have to now be willing to, and I know this may sound wild, but I'm going to say it anyway, but we can love people from afar, right? But some people just don't deserve your energy. And you have to know that. You got to stop looking at titles. You got to stop looking at what the world say supposed to be, because we know the world is backwards, right? It was taught backwards to us. And you got to only go off of frequency. You got to only go off of how you feel around people. And don't hide your feelings, because Something may have hurt you 1 or 2 times. We're not perfect. But how do you truly feel? And then you move off that, because only your authentic frequency is going to allow you to move through this portal or this gateway. That's why they say it's easier for a poor man to enter heaven than a rich man. And when I hear that, I don't hear the money portion, because energy is God. What I hear is it's easier for a person that is open, honest, respectful, stand in divine love, choose light, choose to be selfless, because it has learned being selfish didn't get them but so far. It got them a lot of fakeness, right? That's why a lot of these so-called artists can't really and truly find love, because they attract so much fake. People will put on a mask just to be able to get around money. People will put on a mask just to get a certain woman. Some women put on a mask to get certain men. Those days are over, family, because when that heart starts to wake up, you see through all of that. It's no more sweet talking me. It's no more sweet talking her. It's all about authenticity, man. You keep it real with me, I keep it real with you. But you can't do that until you keep it real with yourself. Until the next message, family. One love.